Good morning from a very windy Animal Kingdom. I have just rocked up through security and I'm now looking at the Christmas tree. I thought this might be down by now, but they've still got it up, which is amazing, so I get to actually see it. But check out those clouds, guys. It's a stormy day today. This is my first time coming to Animal Kingdom on this trip and I am so excited. I absolutely love this park. And for once, it's not going to be a scorcher. I feel like every time I come to Animal Kingdom, it is like the hottest day of the trip. So this is definitely a change. And you know what? I don't mind it. I won't get any blue sky pictures, but at least I won't be sweating buckets. Now I am heading in and I'm going to meet up with a couple of friends who you've probably seen already if you've been watching the vlogs. I'm meeting up with Steve and Lucy and Ben and Nat. It is unfortunately their last morning here at Disney, which is so sad, but I'm so happy to get to spend it with them. And hopefully we'll get on a good few rides this morning. I feel like the bad weather might deter a few people as well, which might make for some lower wait times. There wasn't much of a wait to get into the park, which is really cool. So I think the others are already inside and they are going on dinosaurs. So I'm gonna head over there and try and catch them as they're coming out. I always find it smells incredible here when it rains. That maybe sounds a bit weird, but like, it's just a mixture of like the wet moisture in the air and the fact that it is that kind of like jungle vibe. I don't know, I think it fits really perfect. And Animal Kingdom is actually really, really beautiful in the rain. It's probably my favorite rainy park day. And also a big bonus of the rain is that you tend to see a lot more animals. So I'm hoping that's going to be true today. I think there is actually a storm rolling in later on, which doesn't bode well for the guys that are flying today. So hopefully they're not affected. But I know the cast members were all talking about it as I was coming through. So they're definitely expecting it to hit later on, I think like late afternoon. Next up for us today is Safari. Only a 15-minute wait right now, and because the weather is like this, I feel like we're going to get to see a lot of animals.
To the right hand side, you'll see an okapi in that back corner. Okapis are also known as the ghosts of the forest, getting that name for how rare they are seen out there in the wild. Pretty large species that hangs out in those waters, getting anywhere to be about 3,000 to 5,000 pounds when they are fully grown. Moving through the water is not a swimming or a floating. They actually walk, run, and skip along the bottoms of the rivers. That's because at nighttime they will be most active. You see, at nighttime the female lions will actually do most of the hunting for the pride, while the male lions would stay back, protect the lambs and any cubs left behind.
Next up now is Everest. Lucy did her very first ride on Everest on this trip, so make sure you check out their vlogs because bless her, she was terrified. Nat did it with her as well. And you're coming on today?
Yeah.
Yes! Here we go!
Once on board, secure all gear in the cargo bag.
We ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is just chill, isn't it?
Until the track runs out.
It's nice and scenic. Here we go! Oh my gosh!
That's G-force, sure.
Oh my gosh!
Considering I'm standing for so long.
Oh, that was intense! I was just saying, even like the gimbal struggled with how intense that ride was.
It's intense. It is intense.
Oh, yeah, that was
We
so
did it.
good.
We survived Everest.
And in the front is all that backwards bit. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
it's
the
so
backwards
bad,
bit,
isn't it? In the
yeah.
front.
It's that just like incline of
Yeah.
a drop, like it pulls.
And it feels like it goes on forever. I'm like waiting for it to end. We just picked up the curry seasoned fries from Mr. Kamal's. I had these once before and they were so good, so I'm hoping they are just as good today. They're about $6.50 I think for one portion before tax. Those fries were so good. It's the sauce, it's all about the sauce. Like the fries are decent, they're fresh and they're seasoned, but that sauce, it's like a sriracha mayo, but it's like a sweet sriracha mayo. I can't put my finger on it. It nearly has like a pineapple sort of zing to it, but it's so good. And yeah, now we are gonna head on to Navi River Journey next, and I think that's gonna be the guys' last ride. And then I'm probably gonna go check into my hotel at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm so excited! One final ride on a dinosaur. The others have now gone on ahead. They need to head to the airport, but I'm actually walking pretty slow behind them, so I just said my goodbyes at dinosaur and I'm having a very leisurely stroll out of the park. And then I'm going to head over to Animal Kingdom Lodge and check in, and then I can show you guys the room. I am so excited because I've got a 1-bedroom all to myself for the next 3 nights, and I am on the Disney dining plan for the first time in so many years. Today is actually the very first day that you can get the Disney dining plan, so I'm just kind of excited to like try it out again and see what I think about it. Now I paid for it in cash this time. You can add on a cash dining plan to a DVC booking, so I'll also go through like whether I think it's worth it or not, compare the value that I would have got like paying out of pocket versus getting the Disney dining plan itself. So I'm going to continue on now with my hobble back to the car. I'll catch you back at the resort. I am just inside my room here at Jambo House at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, just if you are not aware, I am a DVC member, so I'm staying in a DVC room. The DVC rooms are generally referred to as villas or studios. So I am in the 1-bedroom villa at Jambo House. There are also rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge over in Kidani Village, but they are actually slightly different. The Kidani Village rooms are bigger, so just be aware if you are looking to stay here and you want to see the room tour. This room tour is for Jambo House in a standard 1-bed villa. Just to confuse things, there is also a value 1-bed, which is in Jambo House also, but it is a bit smaller. Now, I do actually have a room tour from that one, so I'll make sure that is linked down below. That's from a trip a couple of years back with my family. Now, in saying that, the rooms haven't actually changed here in a while. I think they actually are due to go under refurb soon, but I actually still quite like the rooms here at Jambo House. There's just a really nice theming about it, so let's have a little look around. Although I do definitely agree they are overdue a bit of a facelift. I really do just like the whole vibe here at Jambo House at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It is my favorite, and hence why this is my home resort. As you can tell, in the 1-bed I have got a nice big kitchen. Over here I have got a fridge and freezer. We'll have a little look inside actually, see how big it is. Oh, that's not the side you open. Try this side. There we go. So it is a lovely big fridge. Not going to run out of room here, that is for sure. Especially not on this trip because it is just me on my lonesome. And then freezer here. And we've got some ice cube trays as well. Now, when I've stayed at Old Key West, in their kitchens, I'm sure they had like an automatic ice dispenser. You didn't have to use an ice tray like that. So yeah, I'd say the appliances are probably gonna get an upgrade when they do eventually get around to doing these rooms. But on the counter then, we've got toaster, we've got our coffee pot, we've got our amenities in there as well. And then in the cupboards, we have our glassware, and we've got a few other cooking bits as well. Nice big microwave, a stove there, dishwasher, sink. We've got an ice bucket there as well, so you can just go and get your ice, you know, from one of the ice dispensers. And I actually think I'm quite close to one of the ice. Oh, gosh, I think that just banged off that bowl up there. We'll close that a little bit more gently. Jeez. And then we have our plates and stuff. So something that I really like about being in the one beds and higher is that you get proper plates and bowls. It really irks me in the studios that they give you like the paper plates and stuff, because you just get through them right away, and then like you have your sink and everything, but obviously you can't like wash a paper plate. So yeah, you then have to like get more, which just seems like a bit of a waste. This is the living space. Now this is a double bed sleeper, so this like rolls out, and I think the chair is also here. You can see it's quite a big wide chair. I think because this is not the value, this is a sleeper. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, you can see this is gonna fold out into a sleeper. In the value one bedroom, this is not a sleeper, it's just a regular chair. And then we have the dressers here and the big TV, as well as our little seating area as part of kind of like the kitchen area. And then you've got that island there in the center. And then just off to the side of the kitchen is the storage cupboard. This is really handy for putting suitcases in, but then you can also use the hanging rail as well. And there's extra pillows and blankets up there. I've just got my case at the moment just in on the side, which is where the lock off is in case this was to be a 2-bed. So let's head on in. I need to get some more lights on. It is very dark. Oh, there we go. I mentioned there was a storm rolling in. It is now actually a tornado watch. So my original plan was actually to head back into the parks in a bit, but I'm instead going to have a resort evening because heading out during a tornado watch does not seem like the most sensible thing. It looks like it's rain now for the whole evening. So yeah, hence why it's also very dark, even though it's not super late yet. It is only like 4:30. Just before we head into the master bed, we have the laundry. I absolutely love that the 1-beds and 2-beds have laundry facilities. It's so handy. You can just do it in your room. You don't need to go and use the communal laundry facilities, especially if there's, you know, a family of 4 like we tend to travel with. It's just so handy to be able to do everyone's laundry together in the room while you're chilling out. And then this is the master bedroom all to myself on this trip, which just seems wildly outrageous and extravagant. I ended up booking this trip because we needed to use up some DVC points, and I could have done a longer trip in a studio, but I'm staying at my friend's place here on this trip, and I just thought, you know what, let's just splash out and instead do 3 nights at in a nice big room by myself. Just to get to experience it, because last time we stayed in the Animal Kingdom 1-bed, my parents had this room and Rachel and I had the sleeper sofa. So now I get the whole place to myself, which is, yeah, like I say, it feels a bit extravagant. And this is a massive like king bed. It's really, really big. It looks so comfortable. Nice big thick mattress on there. And then we've got a locker on either side. Let me see if I can get, is there more lights in here too? Oh yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Now the fan has come on as well on the ceiling there. And then we've got a desk over. Oh my gosh, did you see that lightning? Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh, that literally felt like it just went off over my head. Wow. Oh my gosh. That actually scared me, not gonna lie. Do you see how quick that was? That was lightning thunder, instant. Literally just this second, my friend texted me saying, I saw there was a tornado warning in place, be careful. So Yeah, okay. Well, sure, let's continue our room tour with the next part, which is the outside. Yay, I have a savanna view. I did not book a savanna view, but you can often get a partial savanna view or an obstructed savanna view, or kind of like a back end of a savanna view, which I think is what we have here in the normal category rooms. Oh, it is just starting to rain now. Look at that, it's raining. It's lashing out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry, this is like the most chaotic room tour. But yeah, if you ask at reception, they're usually going to be pretty good about giving you the kind of room that you request. So it is just a room request, much like you might ask to be close to the lobby or whatever else. You can ask for a savanna view if there is one available. And I came here super early this morning before I went to Animal Kingdom and got a really nice cast member and just said, look, if there's any possibility, I'd love to have some sort of view of the savannah, even if it means that I wait for my room. There's more lightning, so I'm just going to take a few steps back there. I feel like there's going to be thunder again in a second. And then obviously they have granted that, which is great. And actually the room was even ready early, which was also amazing because rooms have not been ready early more recently. So really, really happy with that. And yeah, very grateful to the cast member that helped me sort that out this morning. Anyway, and on with the room tour. Facing the lovely king bed is the massive TV, just like in the other room. And then we also have another dresser. I think this is almost an identical dresser to what is in the living space. And then we have our wardrobe. I think this is very similar to the wardrobes they have in the studios. We've got a safe, we've got an extra pillow and blanket, and then we have the luggage rack there as well. And obviously there's some hangers there too. I was just sending some reassuring texts to a couple of people to let them know that I was staying in the resort tonight and not out in the possible tornado. So just paused for that, but I'll continue showing you the rest of the room. We are now just in the lovely bathroom. We've got a great big double sink vanity here, lots of storage underneath, and you've got like some little face towels, and they give you some body lotion, some bath soap, and a huge mirror as well that you can see here too. Around to one of my favorite parts, which is this bath, which I am definitely going to be taking advantage of. Soak my sore muscles in. I even brought some Epsom salts with me to do that. So I'm very much going to enjoy this, maybe even this evening while I'm chilling in the room. And they've got some cute tiles on the back there of the bathroom. But then we also have our toilet in here in a separate little room. Across from the toilet then is some really handy storage space, as well as then a full length mirror. One thing I would say, like compared to the one bed maybe over at the likes of All Key West, you get a bathtub like that, and then you also get a walk-in shower. I think in a room like this, you really do want to have that walk-in shower element and not need to hop in the tub like to have your shower as well. But the tub itself is really nice if you are looking for a bath. So overall, I really do like this room. It's definitely gotten so much darker. How do I get those lamps on over there? There must be more switches. Let's try out by the door actually. Oh no, I think we've hit those ones. What are these? Ah! Oh my gosh, I always forget about garbage disposals. I don't think I've ever gotten such a fright so many times on a room tour before. This is very dramatic. There should be light switches though for these lamps that are in here. I'm not finding them. What does this do? That's that light back there. That's that light. Right, this one doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, maybe that's the fan actually. Okay. Because if you can see here, I've got a big floor lamp and then I've also got a lamp over here. So there has to be another switch somewhere. Maybe it's actually over by the light. No, I don't see anything. Oh gosh. The weather is pretty wild right now. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. There's lightning. So yeah, as you can expect, I am not very keen to go out and show you the balcony right now. But you can see out onto it there. Just some more lightning there in the background. And we'll take a look at that tomorrow when the weather's actually supposed to be lovely and sunny. I've just come back out to the lobby area. This is one of the biggest selling points for me for Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think the lobby is absolutely stunning. And even on a dark evening like this where you can't see the animals and it's not the nicest weather, like it doesn't matter, it's still stunning. And the animals are obviously such a draw to this resort, but actually the hotel itself is still just fabulous. I think it's stunning. I think it's so, so nice. Just in the lift now, I've hit floor 1, so we can go down to the restaurants and also the Mara. I think the pool is probably out of the question today. The weather has started to calm down a little bit, so I'm just in the undercover area between Boma, Gico and the Mara. So I thought it would be good to come out anyway and just see what it's like. It's definitely calmed down a whole lot. There's loads of people out here like going back and forth and stuff. So I'm gonna head into the Mara and just check it out and see if I can go and pick up my resort mug. So I did mention earlier, I have actually purchased the Disney dining plan to go with my stay here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And today is the very first day that you can actually use the Disney dining plan. It is the 9th of January, so they have just brought it back today, the same day that they have brought back park hopping. I'm sure some people that attempted to do their 4-park challenge today, and there were definitely some in Animal Kingdom because I overheard some conversations, are maybe regretting it given the way the day has turned out. I was kind of tempted myself, to be honest, but I think I'm gonna heed the weather warnings and have a chilled evening instead. Let's go into the Mara and see if we can get our resort mug. I will then talk to you a bit more about the Disney dining plan when we get that sorted and get to talk about the credits that I have to use. So it looks like right now there is just one design available for the resort mugs, and it just comes in a couple of different lid topper colors. There is orange, pink, green, and I think this like turquoisey color, which actually I think this is the color I'm going to go for because it kind of matches the design best. Now the last few times I've been here, there's been multiple designs because there's been like a 50th design, and then I think there was even a 100th design as well. But yeah, this is a new one for me anyway, so happy to try something new. The print is a little bit like, I don't know if it's supposed to be kind of like faded looking. Be interesting to see now how the topper works out. They did have those ones back in, gosh, I think it was like pre the shutdown, where they had those ones that were like Mickey shaped ears on the top, but I preferred when they came back with more regular toppers like this. I think they just worked a bit better. There was some spillage issues, I think, with the Mickey ears, even though the design was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna get this now, and this is included with the dining plan that I've purchased, so I don't have to pay for it. But if you did have to pay for it, it is currently $21.99, and that will cover the entire length of your resort stay. Here are the drink options at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So they still have the old school dispensers. We haven't moved to the freestyle machines here yet. I feel like they're putting them in everywhere, so it's just maybe a gradual transition. But I think I'm gonna go for, I do like the acai pomegranate vitamin water, but I think I might just grab a Coke Zero for now. If you were paying close attention there, you may have noticed that it was telling me that my mug was good up until the 23rd of January. Now that is far beyond my stay here. I'm only staying here for 3 nights, and it is the 9th of January, like I said earlier. I always find that they will actually give you almost like, I guess, 14 days, including the day that you activate. And if you are staying on property for longer than 14 days, even if it's not in the same resort, I've always found that they will also extend it for you, which is super helpful. But what is actually handy is that if you do stay on site, and maybe it's only for a couple of nights like I am staying, and you get the resort mug and they give it to you for 2 weeks, it means that it is still actually valid. So if you then move to maybe an off-site resort, or you change resorts or something, and then you're back in a resort hotel, maybe for a meal or something, you can bring this along with you and then still refill it. So let's actually chat quickly about the Disney dining plan. Like I said, I actually paid in cash for this and added it on to my reservation. Now that is not actually possible for regular reservations. It is possible for DVC reservations, but you can't just make a room only regular booking and then add the dining plan on. Instead, you would actually have to book a package and either add the dining plan on or book a package that comes with free dining. So what I will do is actually a more detailed video on the financials of, you know, taking the dining plan, paying for the dining plan, or taking a package deal with the dining plan, and whether or not I think that is the best financial decision to make. And the way that I normally do that is by sitting down and doing the math with a spreadsheet. If you've ever seen my Disney Vacation Club videos, you'll know that I love to get into the numbers and give you guys the ability to make a really informed financial decision in these areas. For the sake of the holiday vlogs though, what I'm actually challenging myself to do, and this is what is going to happen all day tomorrow, is that I'm going to try and maximize the value that I get out of my day of credits. Now, I have gone with the standard dining plan. That is the plan that gives you a snack credit, it gives you a quick service credit, and it gives you a standard dining credit. I will go through those in more detail as I am using them throughout the vlogs. Otherwise, I'll be chatting to you guys for ages. But this is, like I say, the standard plan. There is a lower level plan that just gets you quick service credits, and you wouldn't be able to go to a sit-down restaurant. The place that I'm in right now, the Mara, is a quick service restaurant. I think of it more like a kind of like the fast food type restaurants, not somewhere that you're sitting down and having a server come, you know, with a menu and take your order like a, you know, a table service restaurant. That's kind of the distinction that you can make between the two. I know when we were on the dining plan years ago, you know, we found it quite fun to try and find like what are the most expensive things that we can get for these credits. But it is obviously then a balance of making sure that you also find places that you actually like to eat the food. So as I said, I am in the Mara, which is the quick service restaurant here at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And actually, in my opinion, it's one of the better quick service restaurants, particularly for a deluxe resort. I'm thinking of Old Key West in particular. I'm not a big fan of the quick service options. Whereas here, I think there are some really good options. There is a bakery counter over here with assorted pastries. You can also get coffees. And then you can see up on the menu screen here, we have a couple of different types of flatbreads, and we've got a kids cheese pizza. And then over here we have got a cheddar burger, chicken strips, barbecue pork sandwich. And then even more interesting, I think, is this last section here where we've got chicken bowls, shrimp bowls, vegetable bowls, a falafel platter, and a combination bowls. Those items look really good. So I think I'm gonna head back on up to the lobby and chill out there for a while. I have actually gone ahead and joined the walk-up list for Boma because my original dining plans, like I mentioned, have been scrapped due to the weather and me not heading back to the park. So I thought I might as well swap a few things around and instead go to Boma, because I was planning on having one evening meal at Boma here. I do actually really like Boma from my recollection. It's been quite a few years though since I've been there, so it'll be really nice to go back and see what it's like. And also I just love that it's in my hotel and I don't have to go anywhere. Here at Jambo House, you have the option of Boma, and there is also Jiko, but Jiko is a signature restaurant, and those signature restaurants take 2 credits if you are on the dining plan. And if you are paying cash, they are just more expensive because they are a more high-end dining experience. I have to say though, I really rate Jiko. I think it's a really nice restaurant. And it kind of comes back to how I feel about Animal Kingdom Lodge in general. I think the food options are just great. Over in Kidani Village, there is also Sanaa, which is one of my favorite restaurants on property. If you do go to Sanaa, you must get the bread service and you must try the butter chicken, 2 of my favorite dishes, again, in the whole of Walt Disney World. We are back up in the lobby now. I actually got talking to a couple of people when I was in the quick service, and unfortunately they had their flights cancelled today. Luckily my friends though, Lucy, Steve, Nat and Ben, they all managed to get out on their flight today, which is great. It seems like in general though there is a bit of travel chaos today, as you'd expect with bad weather, and that has resulted in a lot of extra guests needing somewhere to stay for the night, and probably some guests not making it out on time as well. I keep hearing the live music. I think it's actually coming from Victoria Falls, which is the bar area. I'm not sure if you've noticed as I've been walking around, but I have a bit of an extra hobble going on today. it's odd because my legs were actually feeling good yesterday. Like they were sore as you'd expect because I ran a marathon 2 days ago. But I was walking around the Magic Kingdom and like, you know, just feeling a bit sore. Feeling like I had, very similar to if you had like a really, really intense leg day. But then this morning, my ankle just started hurting me as we were going around Animal Kingdom. Now it's pretty tender and it's pretty swollen, so I don't know what's going on there. It was actually bugging me a little bit before the run, so just seems to have flared up a little bit now again. It is super busy down at the restaurant check-in desks right now. We have sort of a double check-in area here because Boma is over on the left and Chico is behind the wall here in on the right. And then Victoria Falls is the bar that you can see just here, kind of up on this little balcony. Back in the elevator again, this time down to Boma. I think my walk-up reservation is ready. It did say there was an update on my reservation, but then when I opened the app, I couldn't see an additional notification. So I'm just gonna check at the desk.
How is it? Is it a nice place to, still a question, is it a nice place to visit?
Ireland? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, really nice place.
I'm traveling, I love to travel, so I'll be in my list.
It's known as the Emerald Isle because it's so green.
Is it, what's the capital? Okay.
Dublin.
Dublin, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
A pleasure, enjoy your dinner.
Thank you so much.
Probably this side will be better, yeah?
Okay.
I can face that.
Oh, yeah, true. See all the food. Thank you. So let's have a look at what is on offer. We've got sweet corn pudding with spinach and some sort of jam. Olive oil herb custard potatoes. There's a salmon with yaza sauce. Oh, that's the jam over there. And then we're coming on to the meat station. You can see they are chopping up some fresh ribs there. And then the beef is at the counter right beside. They both look amazing. They've also got some accompaniments then for the meats. And then over here we've got some barbecue sauce to go with some Durban style roasted chicken. And there is the famous bow tie. I think they're about to replace that one out. And then this is, I guess, kind of like the kiddie corner. We've got chicken bites, macaroni and cheese, penne pasta, marinara and meatballs, corn, peas and carrots. The next station then has a coconut flavored basmati rice, spiced green beans with golden raisins, and West African black-eyed peas and stewed tomatoes, and then just regular basmati rice. Then we've got a oxtail stew. That is such a huge pot of stew. This is a Western African inspired tomato-based stew with tamarind, butternut squash soup, sambal chicken corn chowder, and Côte d'Ivoire, which is seafood gumbo. And this is a seafood gumbo. I think they're just out of that one. They were just saying they're going to bring a fresh one out. Yeah. There is a South African vegetable stew that actually looks great. And I think this is some accompaniments to go with that. Like, it's like kind of like a chutney and then a sort of like, does it say what these are? It doesn't say. That does look like a chutney, and that's like a sort of like, maybe like a mint sauce or something. I'm not too sure. We've got watermelon and avocado, papaya, and grapefruit salad. We've got pasta salad, coleslaw, or coleslaw. You can see the names up here because I am gonna butcher pronouncing what these are. But it's a decent salad selection. And then there is some sort of regular salad bits there as well. And I think we're moving on to kind of like dessert type selections. We've got fruit salad, watermelon, cottage cheese, strawberries, and grapes. Ooh, and then we have some breads and different hummus. There's a tomato hummus, a regular hummus, a coriander hummus. And there's different like pita breads and flatbreads. Okay, and then we are definitely moving over into desserts over to my left here. There is a bread pudding, a vanilla sauce, and what looks like a kind of custard. Then we have cookies and cupcakes, the very famous zebra domes. I'm gonna give these another try today, but I've always thought they're a little bit overhyped. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of the texture of them. But then we also have some passion fruit mousse at the back there, hazelnut brownie, oh my gosh, more zebra domes, and an apple cranberry tart. Oh, and then there's like a repetition here as well, which is good. So there's plenty for everyone. Oh, and is this something different? Oh, it's a vanilla bean cheesecake. Oh, nice. That's quite a decent dessert selection. First thing I'm trying is the butternut squash soup that my server recommended. I'm trying to do better trying food on camera. I always just really struggle. I always edit myself out doing it because I just like hate watching myself eat. So I don't know, let me know. Do you like or hate watching people eat? Let me try the butternut squash soup. Oh wow. It's definitely like a curried butternut squash. But it is delicious. And it's also not super heavy. Sometimes I'll be put off from having something like a soup, you know, before trying out the mains, especially on a buffet when there's so much food. No, this is delicious. It's lovely and creamy and light. Ooh, yeah, that is so good. With my dining plan credit, I also get a signature drink. Now that can be a signature cocktail or you can go a non-alcoholic signature drink. I'm going to go for the cocktail option. These are the Boma signature cocktails. Now my server said the African rum runner was really nice, but I did feel like that kind of sounded, you know, quite similar to other rum drinks that I've tried. He also said the prickly pear mule sounded amazing, but he hadn't tried it yet. And I also think it sounds amazing. So I'm going to go with that one. It does just sound right up my street though. Something a little bit different, got a bit of ginger beer, a bit of pear. You know, it just sounds like it would be nice and sharp. Yeah, also just something interesting to try. There was also a more extensive menu here and some additional, I guess, more generic cocktails maybe here that you can choose from, but he did suggest that I go with the signature ones from Boma. I always like to try and go with what the server recommends, especially if I'm coming somewhere and I've not got something in mind that I already want, or, you know, a buffet, of course, like you've got so many different things to try. And so I also asked him about the dishes that are up at the buffet, what I should make sure that I don't miss. And a buffet is a great time really to try different bits anyway, because obviously if you don't like it, you can switch to something else. But I do find the servers here at Disney are always really good with their recommendations. So it's definitely worth asking, you know, particularly if it is somewhere new and you're not sure about it. And like I say, you haven't already got a dish in mind. A lot of times when I go to restaurants, especially if they're a revisit for me, I already know what I want. Or, you know, I've watched a review and there's something I really want to try. So, you know, I usually do have a bit of an idea before I come, but I'm always open to hear the recommendations because, you know, oftentimes the servers have tried all of these dishes like inside and out. They know them inside and out and they know what are the better items to try on the menu. So this is my first big plate. So I've got some of the beef. And you actually get the option of picking a medium slice or a well done. So I went with medium. And then there is the special Boma mustard on top. And again, that was a recommendation. So I'm excited to try that. We've got some ribs, some green beans that were again a recommendation because apparently they are not just average green beans. They're really well seasoned. The salmon, which looked really good. I thought I would give that a try. And this was olive oil mash, which just sounded a bit weird. So I thought I would try that. And some coconut rice. All right, so let's try a few things together. I'm gonna start with that weird olive oil mash. Let's see what we think of it. That's actually really nice. It's definitely nicer than it looked. And I feel like it would be good with something really rich because I think it would cut through it. Okay. I'm surprised. I actually didn't think I was gonna like that. But let's move on to the salmon. I don't really rate the seasoning on it. It's a bit bland. Yeah, it's just nothing to get excited about. Yeah, it's actually a bit dry. Yeah, I don't think, won't go back for any more of that. I'm actually going to go back in for some more of that mash though. Yeah, actually that salmon was really dry. The more I ate of it, the more like dry it felt. Okay, I'm going to try the beef with the mustard, which I'm quite excited for because this looks like a great cook. It's like a sweet but spicy mustard. But yet, overall, the heat of the mustard and the heat of the spice is really mild. But it leaves a nice heat in the mouth, like it's not too intense. And the beef is lovely. It's lovely and tender, juicy. Yeah, that's a hit. Oh yeah, I'd easily devour this whole slice. The mustard is amazing. I have like a bit of a love-hate relationship with mustard. I love it in things. Like I think it does a great job in with meat and stuff. Like I put it into dishes, but very strong English mustard. I only like a small amount of if I'm just having it like in a, I don't know, like a sandwich or something. I just find it's very overpowering. And then American mustard is fine because it's quite like tame, isn't it? But yeah, like strong mustard, I definitely only like if it's kind of in with things or like a very small amount, but that is really delicious. Okay, I'm gonna try the green beans now. Seasoning's really nice. The seasoning is really nice. And for green beans, they taste great. But they're still green beans, and green beans are just not my favorite vegetable. I'd be happy with them as like the veg side on a dish though. Like I say, the seasoning's lovely. The seasoning's actually really, really nice. I wish that seasoning was like on the salmon, and the salmon was a bit less dry. Okay, I'm gonna try some of the coconut rice now. I expect this will be like a sort of sweet rice. Oh wow, that is great. I was trying to look around because I thought that rice was gonna be really good, so I was looking for a nice curry dish. They did have a vegetable curry, but I feel like they could do a couple more curry options, because I'd love to put that coconut rice in a bowl with a lovely chicken curry on top. I might sort of manufacture one, because there was some chicken that looked pretty nice and there was the vegetable curry, so maybe I can make my own little curry bowl. Finally, I'm gonna try the ribs. Okay. The like seasoning on the outside of them is really nice as well, so the seasoning has been like spot on across the board pretty much, apart from the salmon. And the meat's cooked really nice, like peeled off the bone really easily. I always get a little bit surprised by how like dark the rib meat is, or how red the rib meat is compared to home. It definitely tastes very different to rib meat back home, but I think this is actually like really nice, like seasoned really well, and if you like ribs you'll definitely like this. I'd be quite happy having that. I think it's really tasty. The star of the show on this plate was definitely the beef with the mustard, and also the coconut rice. And that olive oil mash was nice to have, like would definitely have more of it. We'll finish what's on my plate, but yeah, the beef and the coconut rice are the two best things on this plate. All right, so trying the drink, which was the prickly pear mule. I got some ice in there as well. You know what? It's really nice. It doesn't have the kick that I expected. I feel like calling something a prickly pear mule and having like ginger beer and that prickly pear name, I kind of expected it to have a bit more of a kick or a bit more sharpness. But it is actually really nice and really easy to drink. And there's a nice little like ginger beer tickle to the throat afterwards. No, do you know what? I do like that. I just think maybe it could have done with a bit less ice. I feel like maybe it's getting a little bit diluted. Okay, no, that is really nice. I would have that again. I like that. And it kind of builds, like the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm getting like that repeated heat of the ginger beer. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice drink. I'm definitely glad I got that instead of the rum runner, because I think this is a little bit more exciting. It definitely builds as well as I'm taking like more sips of it. It's just like that ginger beer is just building. It's really nice. Round 2 on mains. I got more of the beef, and then I actually decided to get more of the ribs because I saw that the new pieces they were putting out actually looked a lot better than the one I tried, so I thought I'd give that another shot. Then this is the Durban chicken. I got a tiny bit of mac and cheese just to give it a try, see if it's any good, and a chicken tender, because I feel like you can test the quality of a Disney restaurant by its chicken tenders. And then I got more of that coconut rice, but in a bowl this time. This is the oxtail stew, and then this is the vegetarian stew thing. Vegetarian curry. I can't remember what this is called, but this is the vegetarian one, and that's the oxtail one. So I quite liked the stew or like curry things that I had. So the oxtail stew and the vegetarian one, both of those were nice. I think the oxtail one was a bit nicer, but the coconut rice was still the star of the show there. That was just so good. It just got a sweetness to it that's really nice. And I tried the ribs again. I kind of felt the same. Like I think they're seasoned well, but I felt like I was going back to the bowl that I had with the rice and the curry more so. And the beef was great again with the mustard, the special like Boma mustard sauce. Oh, I will say though, the ribs, I put the barbecue sauce on them this time, and that was so much nicer because they had like a smoky taste to it, and that was really good with the ribs. The chicken, the skin was nice, and it was really nice with the barbecue sauce. But again, I just like felt like the beef and the coconut rice and the stews were a lot nicer. For dessert, I've gone with the bread pudding, a zebra dome, and then the passion fruit mousse. I just finished up for the desserts. I actually really liked the bread pudding, and I didn't think I was going to. Sometimes I find the bread pudding quite mushy, but I made sure to get some of the like crispier bits that were on the sides, and they were so good, and I'm so glad I did because it was really, really tasty. I wasn't super fussed on the passion fruit thing, and the zebra domes I feel exactly the same about. I just feel like they're kind of like mushy, and I'm not that... It's kind of like all the same texture, and I'm not super excited about the flavor. So I don't know, people love those though, so you know, try them if you think that's your thing. But I think maybe I'm just not really a mousse person. I like to have like different textures in dessert. But that is it now. So I am now settling up my bill. Just to note then, with my dining plan, I get the credit that covers everything that I had. So the meal, the soft drink, the cocktail. What it doesn't cover is the tip. So don't forget to tip if you are on the dining plan. So they will actually calculate, you know, the different percentages, 18, 20, 22, on the total value of the meal. Obviously, I haven't paid for the meal, but they do calculate it on the total value. So the cash price of this meal would have been $56, and then the cocktail was $16. With the cash price of $56, I also got my soft drink, but the cocktail was extra. I'm actually getting quite warm in here, so I think I'm gonna settle up, sort my server out with a nice tip, because he was really helpful and really guided me on my meal this evening. And I'm going to head back up to the room. I am back in my room now, about to jump into my massive bed. The king size bed here, it is just huge. It's great. I'm delighted. I actually did already get in there to see how comfortable it is, and it is super comfortable. So I'm just really excited for a good night's sleep. But I will leave the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me and checking out Animal Kingdom Lodge and checking out Boma, etc. And I hope you'll join me for tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you then.